Hello everyone!
This is a review of NBA 2K21, but it's going to be a little bit different. Why, Caleb?
It's not exactly a review because this was our first big mystery game from Epic Games, so this is free for 1 week. We play and review every game, free game from the Epic Game Store, but usually we have a week to play it, and this time it just released. We didn't know what was coming, so we've played it for a couple of hours. And we're going to give more of our first impressions. Is this worth playing in 2021?
Yep.
Is it worth your time? Are there any problems with it?
Because our channel is all about should you play it? So let's jump into it. Since we played it together as a couch co-op game, so
couch competitive game.
We should first explain it, right? What's the NBA? It's quite clear, right?
It's the basketball. It's
official basketball.
American National Basketball
Association. It's not fantasy, it's the realistic one. It's very realistic.
Fantasy basketball.
It is.
I just thought of a much cooler video game.
Caleb, it exists.
Sorry.
It exists.
Fantasy basketball?
Yes.
Like Harry Potter with magic?
No, NBA Jam. It's called NBA Jam.
Oh, it's true. It's true. Sorry.
Anyway, this is a realistic NBA with real players.
Yeah, real stats, real teams.
Real cheerleaders.
Real?
Well,
Probably
I mean there are cheerleaders
based
as
on
well.
real cheerleaders,
it's not just about the basketball, it's about everything around because they throw away t-shirts and it's all about the fun.
It's the whole experience. Now, Michal, correct me if I'm wrong because I do not play a lot of sports video games. If you're a big fan of sports video games, this is not the review you want to watch. If you're a general gamer and you realize this game is free and you want to know if it's worth your time, we're here for you because we're kind of general gamers. But my sense of what makes a good sports game and what makes it entertaining is, are the mechanics smooth and fun? And is there some depth in like team customization?
And glitches. If there are like glitches in graphic and so on. Or if the AI is good.
So mostly we can talk about the mechanics. What was your impression of how smoothly it plays, how easy it is to get to learn it, that kind of thing?
I guess it is quite easy to get to learn it because even we were really bad at it. But because we actually turned on the professional mode for shooting, so we didn't get a lot of shots at the beginning, but we fastly improved. But we had the gamepad is always best for any sport game.
Yeah.
And it makes a lot of difference.
We didn't try it with the keyboard.
And we were so surprised how many different moves is for blocking, for shooting. There's a lot. There's a lot more than you would expect. I mean, we didn't use the full potential of our players.
We barely touched it. But what I appreciate is that I think knowing a few things, how to shoot, how to block, how to pass, you can play and it's fun.
How to run.
And I never figured that one out. And I still had some fun. But I think in 20 minutes you can figure out the basics. So it's fun, it's competitive if the person you're playing with is on the same level. And then there is a lot of tricks to learn.
There's also a lot of modes. You can play it single player, you can play it with friend co-op on one computer, or you can play it with anyone in the world if the servers are not down, which they probably will be because it's free on Epic now. So
right now,
at least for a few hours, it might go down, but
keep trying.
This game is more about playing with friends, playing with other people. I mean, it's possible to play solo still, but it's based more on the multiplayer.
Yeah, I mean, we only played it co-op. I can't imagine enjoying it much just playing it single player.
You can play it against the AI and do the matches with your favorite team.
If you're a big fan of basketball, maybe yes, because still all of the real players are there. You can role play as an actual NBA team. It would definitely not be for me. If you're not a big fan of sports games, single player is probably not the way to go. But when we played competitively, because we got competitive, and I was actually ahead for a little while, I want that on the record.
You were, first half, you were in the lead.
He beat me eventually. You can watch the full game. We have it recorded, But I got really into it because I'm actually not that competitive.
So you're already saying, should you play it?
No, I have a few other things to say before that.
Okay, sorry.
But yeah, I got into it. I had more fun than I expected. Did you have more fun than you expected? Same?
I was expecting to have fun, and it was still a little bit better than my expectation. But I was expecting to have fun.
There are two things we need to talk about briefly before we just give our opinions of should you play it. Any glitches or performance problems and microtransactions, because these are big topics for this game.
Okay. There are microtransactions.
Yeah.
And we didn't dig deep enough to know like how to use them and if they are important. We only played solo matches, quick play, and it wasn't a problem for us. We could enjoy it fully. But probably if you are more into it, you might find out there are some microtransactions on some parts of the game that you would supposed to be included already.
My impression is that especially if you get into it as a single player and you want to like finish the campaign or have the best team, you're probably going to come up against some paywalls or pay-to-play things, because this game is kind of infamous for that. Yeah. But just playing it with a friend, I could see us, like, if we had a lot of free time, playing a lot of matches, just quick play, and we didn't encounter any need for microtransactions. Performance glitches?
There was like standard normally, like in the animations, like how the animation changes, like from sitting to some interaction. You can tell, but I guess that's like normal. It's not always smooth, but otherwise, that was only during the animations. Yeah. But when we actually played it, the animations were very smooth. Yeah. The visual is very nice. These players are sweating. Their shirts are like in the wind.
And as for the mechanics and the performance for that, I didn't have the impression that there were any like glitches or delays or things. Like my team was not good, but I knew it was because of the mistakes I was making. Like,
yeah, it was not the team's fault.
I cannot blame it on the game. Unfortunately, I would love to, but I can't. So then the question is,
should you play it?
Just from our brief experience with this game, now that it's free, and it's usually $60. It is a pretty new game.
It is the last. This year, it's going to come out, I believe, in September. 2K22. So it is the newest in the series so far.
And I can definitely say that I don't think you should buy this for $60.
Maybe not even if you are a real fan, because if you are a real fan, you get some transactions there, and that's not cool.
Yeah, that's not cool. Yeah, but we got it for free.
We got it for free. We played it as friends on one computer, and I enjoyed it. So I would definitely say yes, if you are going to play it with some friend. It doesn't have to be. The best is, of course, to play it like in the same room. But if you play it with a friend online, I think that's okay too.
Less fun. Less fun. I think the couch co-op is really like the essence of this type of game. Yeah. The only kind of caveat I would give to that is the installation size. It's 90 to 100 gigabytes, which is a lot.
I mean, in these days.
But yeah, if you have the space and if you can run the game well, and as Michal said, you have a friend to sit down and play with you, it was fun. I don't play sports video games; they don't really appeal to me. But I got into this; it was entertaining. So I think I would say I enjoy more just the co-op experience than this specific game. But it was free; it was fun. I would consider playing more. So yes, my first impression is. You should give it a try.
I think because our examples are that we are not basically sport players, and it still got us hooked, is a proof that this is a game worth checking out. Definitely now when it's free.
Yeah, while it's free. And I think that's important to say because a lot of people were disappointed that this was the first mystery game. Last year, the first mystery game was GTA 5. That the internet just like went insane over. This is not that.
I mean, GTA 5 was 7 years old at the time, and this is just months.
Yeah. But it's not what people were expecting. But don't let that disappointment stop you from giving this game a try, because you might find it a bit entertaining, and that's
there's
great.
Not that many 2 players co-op couch games. So this
That's right.
I would like to play more.
Yep, me too.
So I think that's a good example what the yes, you should play it game should look like.
Let us know what you think. If you've played more of this game or similar games, tell us more. We did not get deep into it. This is not a full review, just our impression.
Yeah.
So tell us what we're missing, and tell us if we convinced you to try it when you probably would not have.
And if you think this is just simple basketball game, it is not. It is far too more complex than you can imagine.
So this game is free on the Epic Game Store from March 20th to 27th, 2021, and we're going to have 3 more mystery games. They're going to be big. They're going to be epic. So stay with us. We are going to play all of them, do live reveals of all of them, tell you everything you need to know. Don't miss it. Stay subscribed. Click the notification bell.
See you next time.
See you in the next video.
Bye.
Bye.
He retired at UNLV.
You know, that's something I can honestly say. As a kid, you dream about a lot of things, winning, you know, playing at the highest levels. That's something I never really fathomed. To have your jersey hanging up in an arena, that was a surreal moment, a really cool moment, and it was